This is News 3 Now at 10.
Thanks for joining us tonight. A live look at Belmont University, Nashville, Tennessee, the second and final presidential debate just wrapping up minutes ago. With new measures in place to keep order, President Trump and former Vice President Joe Biden went head-to-head, looking to sway undecided voters, I should say 12 days from Election Day.
And those new measures did lead to a more substantive debate. Skylar Henry has the latest from Nashville.
President Trump and former Vice President Joe Biden squared off for their final debate before Election Day. The president defended his handling of the pandemic.
We closed up the greatest economy in the world in order to fight this horrible disease that came from China. We have a vaccine that's coming. It's ready. It's going to be announced within weeks.
Biden outlined his plan for fighting COVID-19.
I'm going to shut down the virus, not the country. It's his ineptitude that caused the country to have to shut down in large part.
The candidates addressed the topic of interference in the election from overseas.
They will pay a price if I'm elected. They're interfering with American sovereignty.
Nobody tougher than me on Russia. Between the sanctions,
Biden responded to President Trump's claims about the international business dealings of Biden and his son Hunter.
My son has not made money in terms of this thing about, what are you talking about, China. I have not had it. The only guy made money from China is this guy.
your son said we have to give 10% to the big man. Joe, what's that all about?
Even before tonight's debate, about 47 million Americans have already voted, ahead of Election Day, which is just 12 days away.
You know who I am. You know who he is. You know his character. You know my character. You know our reputations for honor and telling the truth. I am anxious to have this race.
You know, Joe, I ran because of you. I ran because of Barack Obama, because you did a poor job. If I thought you did a good job, I would have never run.
They discussed the future of health care.
I'd like to terminate Obamacare, come up with a brand new, beautiful health care.
What I'm going to do is pass Obamacare with a public option.
Polls show there are far fewer undecided voters now than 2016, when President Trump was elected. Skylar Henry, CBS News, Nashville, Tennessee.
The Trump campaign had wanted the entire debate to focus on foreign policy.
New tonight, U.S. officials this evening say Russian hackers have targeted the networks of dozens of state and local governments in the U.S. in recent days, stealing data from at least 2 servers. The alert describes an onslaught of recent activity from Russian state-sponsored hacking groups in recent days. Yesterday, federal investigators announced both Russia and Iran separately had obtained some U.S. voter information. President Trump will be attending a campaign event in Waukesha this Saturday. The announcement just made official today. The president will speak at a Make America Great Again rally at Stein Aircraft Services. The rally kicks off at 7 p.m. The visit comes on the heels of the president's campaign stop in Janesville just this past Saturday.
A handful of Madison voting sites closed early today because of the weather, and other sites moved inside. The Madison City Clerk's office says as of last night, more than 82,000 absentee ballots have been returned. That's 77% of the 106,564 ballots issued. More than 4,500 Madison residents have voted in person absentee. The U.S. Postal Service has transported more than 100 million ballots since September 4th. The number includes ballots sent to voters and ballots being returned to election offices. The USPS says it mailed over 523 million pieces of election mail this year. That's a 162% increase from 2016.
A rainy Thursday across Wisconsin. Some fog out there as well. After tonight, the temps will be falling again. Let's check in now with Chief Meteorologist Gary Knault. He's in the Weather Center with our first warn forecast.
Well, Eric, we're watching a line of showers and thunderstorms out to the west of Madison, but these are in the colder air behind a cold front, so the severe weather threat pretty much is over with. But you can see as we zoom in that it is raining pretty hard, at least in some spots, as the line of storms moves off to the east while the individual cells move off to the northeast, so they kind of move over the same general area. A flood advisory in effect until 5:30 a.m. for parts of Sauk, Iowa, and Columbia counties. Flash flood warning for parts of eastern Iowa until 11:45 p.m. But the fog is starting to dissipate, especially down toward the Illinois state line. There's still a dense fog advisory there until midnight, but that might be canceled early. Otherwise, Temperatures are in the 60s in Janesville, 40s in Madison, and 30s to the north and west. So other than the far southeastern part of the Wisconsin where the warm air is, severe weather threat pretty much is over with. Look for any showers to gradually end tomorrow morning. Temperatures will stay nearly steady after a morning high in the mid-40s, and we'll be looking for even colder weather for the weekend. I'll take a look at our forecast in more detail in a few minutes.
Gary, thank you. The conservative law firm Wisconsin Institute for Law and Liberty has asked the state Supreme Court to hear an appeal to the court decision that kept Governor Evers' statewide mask mandate in place. The lawsuit argued the governor overstepped his authority by issuing multiple emergency orders. Last week, a judge ruled nothing prevents the governor from issuing multiple orders when the emergency conditions continue to exist. 7 out of the 10 metro areas hit hardest by COVID-19 in the entire United States remain in Wisconsin. This is according to the latest New York Times coronavirus dashboard put out today. At number 3 on the list, Oshkosh, Neenah, followed by Sheboygan at number 4, Appleton at 5, Wausau 6, Beaver Dam at 7, Manitowoc is 8, Fond du Lac, number 10. The metros are listed by the greatest number of new cases relative to their population in the last 2 weeks.
A new UW-Madison study suggests that sports participation is not associated with an increased risk of COVID-19 in student athletes. Madeline O'Neill is live at home with what these findings mean to athletic directors in our area. Maddie, so what does the future of high school sports look like in Dane County?
Well, up in the air is really the best way to put it. The study done by UW in collaboration with the WIAA surveyed schools that have been doing sports. For those on the sidelines like Middleton and Madison, it's more information to consider. The loss of high school sports is yet another thing many are missing during the pandemic. A big thing for those usually on the field and the sidelines.
Not just students, I miss sports.
Of the Wisconsin schools that have gotten back to sports, 207 responded to a UW survey representing about 30,000 student athletes. The study tracking COVID infection found that of the 209 athletes who knew how they got the virus, one was because of sports participation. The survey shows the total case rate in student athletes is lower than what's reported by the state's Department of Health Services for 14 to 17-year-olds during the same period.
I think collecting information is always good, but I don't see how this would make any change. And
what stuck out to Madison Metropolitan School District's athletic director Jeremy Schlitz is the 30% of COVID cases among student athletes in which the source was unknown.
That's, I think, why our schools are making the decision to stay virtual to protect our communities from that connectivity. And I think athletics is another way where we connect not just our 14 to 18-year-olds, but our coaches and our parents and our grandparents.
Middleton High School Athletic Director Jamie Sims says the study reinforces the need to carefully bring back in-person practices next month.
So that we're doing it in a way that's going to not cause or not increase the spread, but also allow for us to work with our student athletes and help not just with their physical well-being, but their mental health as well.
In Madison, Schlitz is keeping his eyes on public health numbers, waiting until it's safe to plan a return to the field.
It's the best contest and scoreboard I can watch. I cannot wait to watch our daily incidences go down.
The earliest in-person activities like sports practices could restart in Madison is late January. The study also found that no sport in particular increased incidence rates of COVID-19. It also concluded that more studies are needed to paint a fuller picture of the risk.
Madeline O'Neill reporting live tonight. Maddie, thank you.
We're less than 24 hours away now from the official start of the Badger football season, the opener at Camp Randall against Illinois. Today, the city says the health department will be working with the police department to enforce gathering limits across the city.
With this Badger football weekend coming forward, our orders are still in effect, asking folks to continue wearing those masks, to limit your gatherings, and to maintain that physical distance. We have tried to be proactive in working with establishments in that Regent Street area around Camp Randall, and also with in that neighborhood with houses that and homeowners and renters to talk through what the expectations are and to brainstorm and think about different ways to be together to comply with our orders. All of that said, we will be there will be a team performing compliance checks, and however, We hope that folks do take that responsibility to keep themselves safe, to keep their neighbors safe.
And there were 20 new deaths reported in the state today. That is down from yesterday's record-breaking total. Health officials have confirmed more than 3,400 new cases. The 7-day average positivity rate has slightly increased to 23%.
Just one day after opening, the Black Hawk Technical College community testing site in Janesville closed early today after exhausting its 900 COVID-19 tests. The Rock County Sheriff's Office says the National Guard collection team was able to complete 12 hours of testing outside the college before having to close due to significant demand. The testing site is scheduled to receive about 450 tests per day. Testing will resume next Wednesday at 11 a.m. Officials with the Aspirus Hospital System, which operates in Wisconsin and the Upper Peninsula, says nearly 214 employees either have COVID-19 or are showing symptoms of the virus. During a press conference this morning, the health system states staff numbers have been heavily impacted by the sharp increase in recent cases. The Food and Drug Administration today approved Gilead Sciences' antiviral drug remdesivir as a treatment for the coronavirus. Earlier this year, the FDA granted the drug an emergency use authorization. The intravenous drug has helped shorten the recovery time of some hospitalized patients. It was one of the drugs used to treat President Trump, who tested positive earlier this month.
It's been more than a week since a young man was found dead at Devil's Lake State Park. Today, detectives in Sauk County are asking for more tips in their homicide investigation. The Sheriff's Department says its entire staff of detectives, 10 of them, are working on this case daily, currently working to sift through more than 80 tips. Last Wednesday, police say 24-year-old John Schmutzer from Wauwatosa was killed along the Grottos Trail, but so far, a lieutenant at the department leading the investigation says his team does not have a firm grasp on who might have done it. A not guilty plea has been entered on behalf of one of the teens charged in the killing of 11-year-old Anissa Scott. 16-year-old Andre Brown stood mute at his hearing this morning. Brown is charged with 2 counts, including first-degree intentional homicide as party to a crime. Anissa Scott was shot in the head while riding in a car in mid-August. She was taken off life support 2 days later. New tonight, a former Wisconsin adjutant general has passed away. Retired Major General James Blaney, who served as Wisconsin's adjutant general when the global war on terror began, passed away on Sunday. Blaney, a resident of Lake Delton, joined the National Guard as an enlisted soldier back in 1960 and served nearly 42 years when he retired in 2002. Major General Blaney was 82 years old.
Still to come tonight, some encouraging news for the U.S. economy. Plus, the Madison Children's Museum is raising money for a new outdoor project. We'll share what that is when we come back.
Get the lowest prices of the season now at Ashley Home Store. Clearance and floor sample furniture is 50% off or more. Plus, take a bonus 5% off our sale prices, including clearance. And interest-free financing for up to 4 years. Only at Ashley Home Store.
Menards is your complete plumbing headquarters. Save on over 300 kitchen and bath faucets from Moen in the store and on Menards.com. Moen faucets give you a lifetime of beauty, reliability, and innovative features. Moen products are built to last in all the latest styles and finishes to match your home's decor. All Moen faucets are 11% off. Save big money and get 11% off everything now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
Isn't it time you had a health insurance company that shares the same values as you? One that acts like a trusted health partner that not only offers easy access to the doctors, hospitals, and clinics of UW Health, but also sees the greater good in keeping us healthy in the first place. A company that understands that serving our community means serving all of our communities. Isn't it time you had Quartz? Quartz, health plans built with you in mind.
The Social Security Administration just released a report saying that if a plan like the one Trump is proposing goes into effect, the Social Security Trust Fund would be, and I quote, permanently depleted by the middle of calendar year 2023. Put it plainly, Trump's plan would wipe out Social Security. If I'm your president, we're going to protect Social Security and Medicare. You have my word. I'm Joe Biden, and I approve this message.
When you put money in a big bank, there it goes. But when you keep your money at Associated Bank, it gets invested close to home. It might become this family's renovation or help this little one's college fund. It could build local business or your favorite neighborhood spot. Because when you bank with Associated Bank, your money works in your community. All you have to do is make a simple choice. Send your money there or keep it here. Associated Bank. Your money works here.
It's the Quick Ship Mattress Sale of the Season at Ashley Home Store. Get your best night's sleep faster than any other store in Wisconsin and find unbeatable doorbusters like these. Plus, interest-free financing for up to 6 years while they last at Ashley Home Store.
Friday morning, we're going to introduce you to a new member of our morning team.
And it is Badgers game day, but things looking a lot different this time around. What local officials are hoping people keep in mind before gathering for the game.
You're watching News 3 Now at 10.
Welcome back. For the first time ever, Time Magazine's logo will be replaced with an imperative vote. It's both a call for action for readers and a mission statement for the November 2nd double issue, which covers the final days of the 2020 presidential election. The issue goes on sale tomorrow. Southwest Airlines took a major financial hit this year. Now the company making a big change. It's an effort to mitigate further losses. Southwest will start selling every seat on its flight starting December 1st. During the pandemic, middle seats were blocked out to help passengers spread out a bit. Delta, now the only major U.S. carrier limiting the number of passengers on flights. United and American Airlines dropped that policy months ago.
Encouraging news for the U.S. economy. American jobless claims inched lower last week. According to the Department of Labor, 787,000 workers claimed first-time unemployment benefits on a seasonally adjusted basis. That is the first time since March that initial jobless claims were below 800,000. Americans are expected to spend less this holiday season than in the past. The National Retail Federation asked more than 7,600 consumers about their holiday shopping plans. Researchers found that on average, people plan to spend a little more than $9,700. That's $50 less than last year. New tonight, the Madison Children's Museum is raising money to open a new outdoor space. Organizers say they plan on demolishing their defunct parking lot near Dayton Street. It's a 10,000 square foot space and will be used for outdoor activities as an extension of the museum. Museum President Deb Gilpin says it's a space they had plans for before the pandemic, but will be given more fitting and meaningful now.
For us, getting kids to playing together again is so important, but also for the community to see that children and families are coming downtown again is going to be a really important piece of the rebuilding of an active downtown.
Gilpin says their fundraising goal is $4 million. Half of that will go toward the museum, which has been closed since mid-March. They hope to meet their goal and have the outdoor space open sometime next summer.
Hundreds of firefighters are battling a fast-moving wildfire. This is about 2 hours north of Denver. A wildfire that started last week in northern Colorado exploded overnight into an inferno. Strong winds, extreme drought conditions, and thousands of acres of dead trees already decimated by beetles fueled the flames here. It's being called the East Troublesome Fire, and today it grew by about 6,000 acres an hour. The fire now tearing through Rocky Mountain National Park. There is concern it'll merge with the Cameron Peak Fire, which is the largest in state history and is only 10 miles away.
Gary, this is a really sad thing to see happening out there.
It certainly is. I wish I could send them some of our rain. In some cases, it's been a little too much. In fact, flood advisories are in effect until 5:30 a.m. for northern Iowa, extreme northwestern Dane County, western portions of Columbia County, and pretty much all of Sauk County. That area has been seeing some heavy rain. Flash flood warnings in effect for parts of eastern Iowa and flood advisories up into the Fox Valley and Green Bay area. You can see the radar rainfall estimates of about 2 to 4 inches in a swath from northern Grant County, right along the Wisconsin River through much of Sauk County, and then northeastward. But more of those showers and thunderstorms are starting to shift to the south and east. Notice the individual cells are moving to the northeast, while the whole area is very slowly moving to the east. So it's keeping repeat thunderstorm activity over the same general area. These storms will weaken as they push eastward, but still we'll be looking at showers and thunderstorms for at least the next couple of hours. Farther to the north, it's cold enough for snow, some light snow, and some mixed precipitation up near Lake Superior. There are winter weather advisories there. You can see temperatures are in the 30s over the northwestern half of Wisconsin, but look at the temperature difference to our south. Madison's at 45, Janesville's in the 60s, Rockford right now 71, Chicago at 72, but the colder air is winning out, so don't expect any of that warm air to make it this far north. It's got about as far north as it's gotten, and again, in the colder air, winter weather advisories in effect for northern Wisconsin. They could be looking at an additional 1 to 3 inches of snow with some mixed precipitation, some sleet and freezing rain, and then the next weather system system on Saturday and Sunday will start coming in with mainly light snow through Minnesota, but some of that could be as far south as La Crosse, and it's possible that areas north of Madison Sunday night into Monday morning could see some minor snow accumulations. Snow depth, you can see widespread snow cover through much of Minnesota and northwestern Wisconsin. That's important because as our winds shift around to the north and northwest, the wind will be coming right off of that snow cover, so it'll keep our weather cold for much of next week, or at least until some of that snow can melt, and it doesn't seem that will happen anytime soon. Chilly conditions. We're back to colder weather tomorrow. It'll be breezy, and the cold weather will continue through pretty much all of next week. Showers will be possible early next week, but again, Sunday night into Monday morning, that's when the best chance for a mix of rain and snow, or just all snow north of Madison possibility. High temperatures today in the 80s as far north as northern Illinois, while we only made it to 47, and temperatures stayed in the 30s to our north and west. The showers and thunderstorms right along that dividing line, but again, the colder air is what's winning out. As this cold front continues to drop to the south and east, we will see the colder air gradually move in, and notice the high temperatures over the next 10 days. Every day expecting temperatures to be below normal. So a dense fog advisory in effect until midnight for areas down near the Illinois state line, but that fog is starting to dissipate. Look for a high tomorrow 44. That's early in the day with temperatures holding nearly steady in the low to mid 40s. Slight chance for an morning shower. And on future track, once the showers and storms move out, notice the wind shift to the north. That will keep our temperatures nearly steady during the day tomorrow with plenty of clouds. 7 to 10 day forecast. Chilly weather for all of next week. Best chances for a mix of rain and snow Sunday night into Monday. Even toward the end of next week, temperatures still below normal, but at least it should be dry for Halloween Saturday before we see the next shot of cold air move in by later on in that weekend.
I think we've seen enough rain for today. There's a little doubt about that.
That's
wet
true.
out there. Gary, thank you. Just ahead in sports, Tyler Wall ready to contribute more for Greg Gard this season. But Micah Potter says the sophomore forward looks really good. Zach's in next. He's got sports.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Hey, Madison voters, don't let the pandemic suppress your vote. Create your safe voting plan now. You have options. Visit cityofmadison.com/clerk to create your safe voting plan today. Brought to you by the Madison City Clerk's Office.
We aren't radical, so why would we want one representing us in Madison? Chris Marion is an extreme partisan liberal who's just fine with calling political opponents Nazis, dictators, and enemies. And Chris Marion wants to take more of your paycheck, too. Marion supports eliminating levy limits, causing property taxes to skyrocket, crushing families as they try to recover. And Marion backs the radical Green New Deal that will cost trillions, destroy jobs, and increase taxes. Chris Marion, just too radical.
During the Steinhafels Employee Family Price Sale, everyone is invited to... I'm off at 3 o'clock. Stop on in. I remember you from 5th grade, Miss Jones. Well, then it'll be nice to catch up again. And you. Oh.
Steinhafels Employee Family Price Sale. Save 40% store-wide on the largest selection of in-stock furniture at the guaranteed lowest price.
Steinhafels.
If you elect me, your taxes are going to be raised, not cut.
What does that mean for you? Household incomes down $6,500 a year. Higher gas prices at the pump and utility bills at home.
And here's how it works. I'm going to raise taxes.
Small businesses pay more. 5 million jobs lost.
You're going to get a tax raise.
An economy in ruins. That's what Joe Biden's tax increase means for you.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
Millions of customers are leaving their providers and switching to Spectrum. And if you have satellite, it's not hard to see why. Because unlike satellite, Spectrum gives you all the services you need, like internet and TV from one provider.
They do?
Yeah, they do. And Spectrum has the fastest download speeds with the most reliable performance. Get Spectrum Internet with speeds at 200 megabits for $44.99 a month. Call 833-909-4499. Spectrum wins on TV, too. Unlike satellite, Spectrum doesn't have an ugly dish to install. And you get exclusive premium original content with Spectrum Originals.
Wow, really?
Really. Plus, Spectrum has more free HD and free on demand. Get Spectrum TV from $44.99 a month. Call 833-909-4499. And unlike satellite providers, Spectrum doesn't have contracts or early termination fees. We'll even buy out your current contract up to $500. Switch to America's fastest growing internet, TV, and voice provider. Get Spectrum Internet and TV from $44.99 a month each. Ask about our easy self-install options. Call 833-909-4499.
Hey, Madison voters, don't let the pandemic suppress your vote. Create your safe voting plan now. You have options. Visit cityofmadison.com/clerk to create your safe voting plan today. Brought to you by the Madison City Clerk's Office.
As a freshman, Tyler Wall appeared in every game last season for Wisconsin. Now, his contributions didn't wow you in the stat sheet, but the Badger forward made an impact by doing all the little things. This season, he's ready to produce more. He's stronger, quicker, in better shape, and his shot improved. But don't take my word for it. Just ask Micah Potter for his assessment.
Just seeing him in practice, obviously his strength is drastically improved from last year. I think he put on about 10 pounds. He looks really good physically. He looks like he's in shape. His handle's really good. Defensively, his versatility is really, really, really good. He'll be able to practically guard 1 through 5. It looks like he's just very versatile defensively.
Offensive coordinators are always looking for explosive plays that gain over 20 yards. And last season, Wisconsin OC Joe Rudolph was blessed to have both Jonathan Taylor and Quintez Cephas on the field. Those two combined for 25 explosive plays. That's a big number to try and to replace. But Coach Rudolph believes his group of skill guys can be just as explosive as the team was last year.
I'm excited for the guys that we have this year to show that. You know, I think we have that. You know, there's a group of guys there that can. And you know what? As always, someone kind of emerges and earns roles, and it's what you're excited for at the beginning of the season. It gets you a little bit nail biting, you know, like, all right, who's going to be those guys? But I'm confident in that group of guys to get themselves where they need to be.
In 2014, the Packers started 1-2. Aaron Rodgers spelled out relax, and Green Bay made the playoffs. In 2016, they were 4-6. He said, run the table, and they did all the way to the NFC Championship game. His phrase this year, trust the process, and it's coming after their first loss of the year. Through 5 games, they have 4 wins, so the odds say the process works. Maybe it's just a little reminder to the rest of Packer Nation.
Obviously, it's worked 4 out of 5 so far. So I think a lot of times when things like this happen, there's overreactions, and hopefully for everybody, not just the people in front of the room, there's a understanding what it took to get here and that the process works.
High school volleyball, D3 regional semifinal, Waterloo hosting Williams Bay, and the Pirates came to play in this one. Already up a set, Riley Dusler sends it right back for the point. And then later in the set, they're going to set up Sophia Schneider. She hammers it home. Waterloo moves on to the regional finals with a 3-set sweep. We're back after this.
It's the Big Snack Sale this Thursday through Sunday at Hy-Vee. Get snacks for just $1. Get Chex Mix, Pringles, Pepperidge Farm Goldfish Crackers, Jolly Time Popcorn, all for just $1 each. This Thursday through Sunday, only at Hy-Vee.
Let's start walking.
Get $17.50 customer cash on a new 2020 Highlander or Highlander Hybrid. Toyota, let's go places.
Things can change in a heartbeat. I know. My wife and 3 children were Christmas shopping. Tractor trailer killed my wife and killed my daughter. I was probably the only senator to ever sworn in a hospital because I didn't want to leave my sons.
For Joe Biden, health care access is personal. And in coronavirus's wake, we need Joe's plan. Double the number of testing sites, free vaccines, save and extend Obamacare. A real plan and the resilience to lead the way. FF Pack is responsible for the content of this ad.
Hello. Oh. I wish to inquire about your free phone deal. Is there anything hidden I should be aware of?
No, sir.
No hidden plan requirements?
You choose your plan.
No hidden phone trade-ins?
Keep your phone.
No hidden activation fees or other trickery where video recorded evidence would be beneficial?
None.
Interesting.
Lovely scarf.
What camera?
Get the latest phones free with no hidden requirements. US Cellular. Upgrade to Fair.
I can't do another 4 years of this. I can't. There's never been more divisiveness in this country. It's frightening and sad. That was Trump's whole thing. You know, take the politics out of it and run it like one of his businesses. I know people were looking for that kind of change, but it's not working. You know, we've only gotten more in debt. We have this virus now out of control, people out of work, no health care. How is that helping people? We need someone that knows what they're doing, and I think it's Biden. I know he will listen to the experts. That's what we need. I trust him 100% to get this under control. He has the capability to bring us back together.
I'm Joe Biden, and I approve this message.
Grab your coat and let's start a war.
Get $1,750 customer cash on a new 2020 Highlander or Highlander Hybrid. Toyota, let's go places.
It's the Big Snack Sale this Thursday through Sunday at Hy-Vee. Get snacks for just $2. Get Cheez-Its, Doritos, Sun Chips, and Intamin's Little Bites, all for just $2 each. This Thursday through Sunday, only at Hy-Vee.
Go to Amazon.com skills to enable Channel 3000 news briefs.
Finally tonight, with multicolored lights and water jets blasting into the night sky, the United Arab Emirates' newest attraction today secured the Guinness World Record for the world's largest fountain. Located in Dubai, the fountain spans over 14,000 square feet of seawater and includes 128 super shooters reaching more than 340 feet in height. The title was formerly held by the Banpo Moonlight Rainbow Fountain in South Korea.
Something to see. The Bellagio in Vegas.
Yeah.
You want to see water? Just go outside.
Yeah, got plenty of it.
Next couple of hours, we have a line of showers and thunderstorms. They'll just about be moving through the Madison area over about the next hour or so. Fog has improved. The dense fog advisory has been dropped now down by the Illinois state line. Temperatures 30s to our north and west, 60s right now in Janesville, but those temperatures will cool down. Look for a high of 44 tomorrow in the morning with steady temperatures after that, and temperatures stay cold through all of next week.
Well, thanks for joining us for News 3 now at 10.
Do something good, and we'll see you back here tomorrow.